nga, yung sinasabi nilang the best teacher is your past experience. Matuto tayo sa ating mga nakaraang karanasan.
Na-challenge ako. Na-challenge ako dun sa, sabi ko, hindi para ipagmayabang, pero sabi ko, kaya ko kasi alam ko yung kapasidad ko.
Sabi nila, palang araw darating ang iyong tanging hinihiling.
7 years ako nagtrabaho sa Tulfos. Nagse-segment host na rin ako dati sa programa bilang segment writer, producer, segment host na rin sa Dokumentado.
For episode 12, we have Pinoy Plantito. Kamusta, Neil?
Hi, Miss DJLI at sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa iyong channel. I am so honored to be your guest today.
Guys, si Pinoy Plantito po, you can find his channel sa YouTube. Okay? And right now po, makikisuyo kami dahil maririnig niyo po ang mga manukan at ang mga aso sa background. So, nag-apologize po kami in advance. But I know you know how it is in the Philippines. Pero tutuloy po natin ang interview dahil gusto po talaga natin makausap at makakwentuhan ang ating kaibigan from Puerto Princesa, Pinoy Plantito, Sir Raniel. Just a little bit of background kay Pinoy Plantito po. So, ang content niya is garden design, plant care, plant traveling, tips, and tutorials. Guys, yung subscribers ni Pinoy Plantito, nasa 8.59 subscribers na siya. And yung views niya, guys, 8K. And minsan, humahataw siya na 36K views. Per video yun per video. So, congratulations naman po at pumapayagpag ang inyong YouTube channel, Sir Raniel. And gusto ko pong balikan yung pinagsimulan ng lahat-lahat. So, ito pong YouTube channel nyo, very successful. Paano po nagsimula yung interest ninyo sa gardening?
Okay. So, nag-start po yung interest ko sa pag-gardening during the pandemic. So, prior to the pandemic, meron akong few plants, namely, 4 na ficus trees yata yon in my backyard. Kasi before, gusto ko na rin talaga ng hindi bare yung bakuran. But yun lang. Yung parang meron lang something green in my backyard. Pero kung tatanungin mo ako kung I am really into plants, the answer is no. Pero during the pandemic kasi, so na-lockdown kami dito, and I guess most of the people around the world also experienced the same thing. And yun, wala kaming magawa. So out of boredom, me and my sisters decided, let's just beautify our backyards. And what good way to do it and something sa backyard and increase the vegetation is, also their backyards, because we kind of live like very near each other. And also my mom is just a block away. So parang nag-share kami ng mga plants initially. And then we went on plant hunting sa mga kapitbahay. So nahingi lang kami ng mga cuttings, ng mga itatanim ng mga plants, ganun. So we started that way.
Neil, bakit successful ang channel mo? Meron ka bang ginawa? Nangisda ka ba ng bongga? Alam mo yun, ano yung ginawa mo? Bakit successful siya? Is it mainly your content? Are people really interested in gardening?
I guess it has something to do with the right timing. And ikwento ko lang a little bit of a background. It's not my first channel. I have a channel na it's all about traveling. It's a travel vlog. Kasi I used to be a tour guide. So yung nagbablog-vlog ako habang nagtutour ng ginagawa ko. And it was, I would consider it as a flop, no? So, dahil that time, sobrang tindi ng competition pagdating sa travel channels. And I guess because of the pandemic and naging hit yung mga plants, it's a big factor that a lot of people are interested now in plants. So it's about a little bit of timing and also I think with the content. Kasi when I started sa gardening, I realized that maraming mga tao nagsasabi sa akin na, hey, you have a talent in not just in taking care of plants, but also in garden designs. So I realized that ito ay pwede kong isa sa mga strength, and I focused on that. So because of that, I have a channel na parang hindi lang yung paano mag-care ng ganito, paano mag-propagate ng ganito, which is basically yun yung mga nakikita natin sa ibang channel. So parang pare-pareho lang. So because I have plant designs, I have garden designs, I have tutorials on how to make, for example, vertical gardens, parang meron akong something na unique sa ginagawa ko sa channel. So because of that, I was able to maybe stand out as compared to the other channels na kasabayan ko nagsimula. And pinapaganda ko rin yung content talaga. Doon ako mas nag-focus. Hindi ako naging involved sa mga, ano bang tawag nila doon? Yung mga pangingisda or I forgot the term. Hindi ko kasi siya ginagamit eh. Pero yung nagsasolicit ka ng mga views and subscribers, I never really tried that. And in fact, nung nagsisimula ako dito sa channel na to, I had very low expectation. Kasi coming from a failed channel, parang I know that YouTube is a hard thing to crack. So, mahirap. So parang ako, I just started this channel more on because of documentation. Parang I just want na pag siguro years from now, I can have something to look back sa mga na-store ko na mga videos, yung mga ganun. But not really like to catch traction, ganyan, or to be popular. Mababa na talaga yung expectation ko sa YouTube. But amazingly, it turned out differently this time.
Yes. Again, congratulations for the success of your channel.
Thank you.
So, Neil, how many plants do you have?
I stopped counting at 1,000 plants. So I have more plants now than 1,000 plants. So I think it's over 1,000, I guess. Belonging to more than 500 species or varieties or cultivars of plants. So a lot, really.
And what type of plants do you take care of?
Mainly tropical ornamental plants. Because when I started gardening, I said to myself, I like a tropical garden. So because it's a tropical garden, of course, you will have tropical ornamental plants.
Okay. And then, not a lot of people are aware of the benefits of gardening, right? I, for one, know na, yung benefit niya, nakaka-relax siya, right? Kapag kunwari nagtrabaho ka ng buong linggo, and then parang ang sarap magdilig, alam mo yun, there's something about being near plants and trying to take care of plants na parang very comforting, nakaka-distress siya. But in your experience, what are the benefits of gardening?
Well, initially, it gave us, I think, me and my family, an avenue during the pandemic to be busy and to be released from our boredom. So isa yun. And also an opportunity for us to bond together in one activity, which is gardening. So that's one thing na medyo nagkakasundo kami sa ginagawa namin together. And also, aside from that, a lot of the different benefits ng paghahalaman. For example, it is a very good relaxation hobby or pastime. And of course, you will have source of oxygen na marami sa bakuran mo if you have a lot of vegetation. And marami dito sa mga vegetation na to, especially sa mga tropical ornamental plants that I'm taking care of. They have like medicinal benefits, and for example, meron diyang mga pampasarap matulog, yung nagbibigay sila ng mga aroma when you sleep. Like for example, jasmine. Some of the herbs that I'm taking care of are not just good for cooking, as ingredients for cooking, but they're also like mosquito repellent, and some herbs are even good for stopping blood clots.
So, I'm so happy to
Benefits,
learn
no?
na ang dami talaga palang benefits ng ginagawa mo, at least personally in your experience, di ba? Nandyan yung nakaka-relax, yung jasmine, di ba? You can use the herbs. Financially, so you're getting into this gardening as a source of income as well, right? This is something that you shared with me during the research. So, to start off, do you really need money to get into this venture if you decide to do this?
It depends whether your primary objective into gardening is out of profit, no? Because I got into gardening without that thing in my mind. I started with the idea of just having something to do during the pandemic, out of boredom. So, but eventually, you realize that it can be a source of income, especially if you want to buy new plants, you want to invest with new varieties or hybrids or cultivars of plants that you can adapt to your collection and eventually propagate and sell. So ang ginagawa ko kasi, pwede kasing bumili muna ako, ibenta ko kung anong meron ako, and then para makabili ako ng bagong variety. And then yung bagong variety na yun, later, i-cultivate ko na naman, ipopropagate ko na naman para makabili na naman ako ng additional sa collection ko. The money that I get from all the sales out of my own propagations, mainly it's just to provide for my gardening essentials or the new varieties that I want to purchase, but not really to as a bread and butter para sa family ko income. It could be if you will focus and you will have more production, maybe it can be a very good source of income. It's just that hindi ako yun eh. Hindi yun yung target ko. Like I want it to be I'm more of a hobbyist and the garden designer rather than a seller of plants.
Gotcha. You mentioned about that maliit lang ang backyard mo, right? Yung bakuran mo where you manage the plants, maliit lang siya. But so how do you utilize such a small space and you have over 1,000 plants to take care of? How do you do that? Ano yung mga tips mo? If you can share it with the audience.
I'm an advocate for a wise utilization of space because of my limited backyard. And because of that, dahil sa limited backyard na meron ako, I have no other choice. If I want to have ang goal ko kasi magkaroon ng parang jungle in the urban space. So, pag ganito, kailangan diskartehan mo talaga yung backyard mo. Okay lang naman kasi yung sa ibang tao, because they want to have a backyard with just a few plants. Pero kasi yung plano ko, I want to have like a jungle type backyard. So with that comes a lot of plants. So kaya nga umabot na siya ng 1,000. So ang technique na ginagawa ko dito is a lot of vertical gardening styles and design. So paakyat. Pag ganyan, yung mga wall ko puro vertical garden. Kahit ito makikita ninyo sa background ko puro, hindi yan vertical garden, but it's elevated like, parang parang waterfalls, naka-cascades. So I can put more plants in, nasama-sama sila at I can have more plants in my backyard the way I want it to be.
You mentioned about microclimate. And so what is that? Nagkwentuhan tayo about microclimate that you tried to create a microclimate. Ito ba yung sinasabi mo na para siyang jungle? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay, so basically we say microclimate is a condition of the atmosphere or climate in a particular area, especially if it differs from the general or lugar. So, for example, if there is a desert and you want to make like a tropical space in the middle of the desert na parang oasis, di ba? So magkikreate ka ng microclimate dun lang sa particular na area na yon. And the thing about my backyard is that although I live in a tropical country because I'm in the Philippines, but my backyard used to be really scorchingly hot. So kasi barren siya, wala siya masyadong halaman. So ang nangyari, parang pag may bago kang i-introduce na halaman dito, namamatay siya, nasusunog ng sobrang init,
Oh.
ganon. So what I had to do was to create a microclimate dito sa backyard in order to make it more suitable and more gentle siguro para sa mga halaman. Kasi I'll be introducing jungle plants, tropical ornamental plants na they're not used to that climate na sobrang init, no? So basically sa microclimate, ang kinokontrol natin dito is yung sunlight, yung water, especially dito sa tropical countries na palaging umuulan, and also humidity. So yung basically yung tatlong yun yung pinaka-importante na kinokontrol natin sa microclimate. And I adjusted my backyard in order to create a more suitable climatic conditions involving these three sa backyard. For example, para malimit yung sunlight, pwede tayong maglagay ng net, pwede tayong mag-increase ng vegetation, and also para may decrease yung too much rainwater, pwede rin tayong maglagay ng parang bubong para sa ating mga halaman, or you can also plant na mga halaman na may malalaking dahon so that they can create like a natural canopy para hindi directly silang ma-expose sa rainwater. And you can also put like in my case, in my garden's case, I put a lot of crush rock para mag-increase yung humidity.
Wow! Ang galing, nakakatuwa. Talagang well-planned.
Ayun yung problema eh. Papagawa na ako ng wall na ano,
Gusto mo katayin ko sila.
soundproof sa susunod.
Okay lang yan. Kaya ng mga kababayan natin yan.